Hi, my name's Jody from Puppy Winkle, and I'm going to talk about 6 of my favorite paper crafting ideas today. Let's get started. My first idea is to use perforations. They are especially good for stamps because a real stamp has perforations around it, or it used to. I'm not sure they still do anymore. Anyway, there's 3 ways to do perforations. This is a tracing wheel. I'll link to one in the description. It is a sewing tool, and I printed these. It's a printable. I printed these stamps on really thick coffee dyed paper, but it's not just the regular copy paper. It's nice thick stuff, so it feels really good. But when you do it, you just run the tracer up like I did, and you get the little perforated edges. There you can see the edges around there. So it's perfect for stamps. It's also a good thing to use on tickets. So you can perforate in between them, and so they're actually rip apartable, like real tickets are. So the tracing wheel is good for one layer of paper. I don't think it would work through multiple layers of paper. If you want to do something like a notebook, if you've got a bunch of pages that you've folded in half and you want to turn it into a notebook with perforations, an awl is a good thing to use. I already poked this, but I'm just showing you how I did it. You just go down in a line and go all the way down, and then when you want to rip it out, it comes right out. And this would be fun if you're making a scrapbook or something and you want to write something, and then you'd glue it in. So that's that. And the third way to make perforations, I did it here in this matchbook notebook. The third way is to use a sewing machine with no thread. That's what I did in here. I'm not sure you can see it. Let's see. Yeah, there you go. So all I did was I took out the bobbin and I took out the top thread, so I used no thread. And before I inserted it into this cover, I just folded it in half, just like this, and I just sewed right down there with no thread, just like that. And I got the perforations that way, which is totally the easiest way, but not everybody has a machine. So anyway, perforations, very fun. My next tip is to consider the way you use frames in your junk journals and paper crafts. Here I have a label, and I put a green frame around it. And that's a good thing to do because it brings attention to the label, and it also adds dimension and color and things. But I also like to disrespect the frame by encroaching. So I put this sticker, this cutout, on top of the frame to kind of include it in the rest of the design. So the tip is to consider the way you use frames and to consider disrespecting them. Here, again, I have this is the label of the chapter, so it's important. I put a green frame around it, and then I'm not sure if you can see, but I also put a goldish frame all around it. And then, as I was collaging, I integrated it into the design by putting some of these stickers on it. And this collage, I ended it here. The page is green, and I ended the collage here, so I kind of framed that out. But again, I went over the edge of this frame and got the stickers into this part. So let's see. Okay, here, again, if the page is your frame, I used my little mechanism here for my pop-up and went out over the edge, which just adds, I don't know what it adds. It adds some fun, some a little whimsy, a little creativity. Now here, these leaves, all the ones on the edge go out over the edge of the page, which I just think, I don't know, I think it's really fun. Oh, another pop-up, also fun. Now this, I'm not sure if this is the exact same idea, but it's similar. Here, when I made this, I didn't come out over the page of the booklet, but I did disrespect the frame of this sticker. I wanted the sticker here, and it was too big, and so I just cut it off. Same here with this little bee, or fly, whatever it is. I didn't want it to go over this, and so I just cut it off here. Same with this sticker here. I cut off this edge and used it over here. And down here, same thing. I cut off down here. So just because you have a sticker or an item doesn't mean you have to use the whole thing. Put it where you want it and cut it off as you like. Also here, this one was kind of fun. I put the sticker on when the booklet was closed, and then I cut it in half so it looks like it's attached, but it's not. Another idea I had is to go to the hardware store and find a toolbox to store all my things, and it has worked out so well. These all come out, so you can organize it however you like. It's got a top and a bottom, and these all come out too, and they keep me organized. They are stackable, so when I put them away, I put them in my closet. I have 2 of them, and they just stack right on top of each other like this. They are so easy to use, and they were 20 bucks each. Another one of my favorite junk journaling ideas is to make colored staples. They're so much more attractive than the plain silver ones. Here I used it to close a matchbook notebook, and it just looks so much nicer in the blue than the silver. It looks decorative as opposed to just utilitarian. This is a little envelope flap holder. And so here are the staples. This is what they look like. These are made with the white Sharpie, so a permanent marker, and it's the kind you have to shake because it's got the paint in it, and I was afraid these would flake off or stick together and not come out of the stapler properly, but they're fine. I also use the gold kind, and then alcohol markers are also permanent, and they work for this. And those are the ones I got with all the color. Other things I did were, these are corner protectors. They were all silver, or they're all very bright gold, and then I dulled them down with some dark ink so they look more antique-y. I did silver pins, silver safety pins. I made colors. Gold, bright gold bulb pins. I turned kind of antique-y with some brown. And then these brads, wouldn't that be a cute little holly berry? I did red. And when I'm doing things like this that are tiny, I usually use one of those gloves so I don't get my hands all messy. But I'm just going to show you what I do with a brad since it's got a little handle on it. I just shot it across the room. So this is it. It's just as easy as that. Another thing that's fun to explore is all the creative ways you can use glossy accents. This is, I'll put a link to it. It's an inexpensive gel that adds shine and dimension to things. This is a paper mosaic. I just used little pieces of cardstock, and then I turned them into tiles with the glossy accents. That was a lot of fun. Here are some things I worked on for Christmas. This is an ornament. See the shine on that? That's the glossy accents, and it's very thick. I wouldn't want to bend it. It would probably crack, I don't know, but it's very thick. And that's the glossy accent. These are little baubles. I put them on wood. Here's another one that I did on wood. This was a piece of paper that I put on it, and then I glossy accented it. And then this is tissue paper and some stamping also on the piece of wood. And then here's one of those little things in action on a tag. And a few more things. Here's a little charm I made. That was on a piece of, I think it's a double thick piece of cardstock. And I put a hole through it and put some, or 2 holes through it, and put some baubles on that, and then I put the glossy accent over top. So it's a lot of substance there. And this is a specimen slide. I have a printable for that. I'll put a link to that too. And then in the center where the flower is, I made it like glass. I made it look like it's glass under there with the glossy accents. And then here's one of the specimen slides in action on a tag. So that's just the beginning. I mean, you can use it for so many things. Masterboards are a great way to not only add continuity through your whole junk journal, but to make it look different and interesting too, because you make a whole page of a collage, and then I always say you should take a copy of it. Make a copy of it, because then you can print it on cardstock again and use it in a whole different way. You know, one time you cut it up into tags, one time you cut it up into pockets or pockets and tags. You can make so many different things out of it, and even though it's the same page, it's going to look different every time. So here I did a tag and a pocket. I'll take that away so you can see it. There's a pocket made out of a masterboard. And then here's a whole page made out of a masterboard. I think I just kind of hinged that in. I just hinged that in there. But that's a masterboard. And then here I just did little stripes up at the top and the bottom. And under this one I sewed in a page. So yeah, I mean, a million different ways to use a masterboard. Okay, so here are the ideas that I talked about today. I got this idea from Natasa of Treasure Books to write it down like this. And I hope you liked the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And if you have any ideas of your favorite ideas, I would like to hear about that too. So let me know in the comments what your favorite paper crafting ideas are. Thanks again for watching. Bye.